Hello, hello, hello. I'm glad to be speaking to you all again. I have been home since last night. I had surgery on March 23rd around 9:30ish in the morning. I'm feeling a lot better. Let me take these glasses off so I don't have too much of a glare. But anyways, I got me my protein shake sitting here so I can sip on it. I don't have it measured out. I know a lot of people kind of measure out in the 2-ounce cups, 2 ounce or 4 ounce, to kind of keep up with how much they've been taking in. I just put that in a glass, put some ice, my protein shake, and I put a little water in it to kind of thin it out, because I know even before pre-op, well, not pre-op, but before surgery, it was a little thick. So I'm going to be sipping and chatting with y'all. Little sips. Let me tell you something. When they say sip, listen. Okay? Because I forgot LaFonda was home. That's my stomach's name. That's her new name. LaFonda. And she don't play. She plays no games. I must have took that big gulp, and LaFonda said, excuse me, ma'am. Hey you. Hey you. We're not doing that. Slow your roll. I got the feeling like, ooh. Sips. Anyway, I digress. The point of this video today is to tell you my experience with Pompeii. Right off, I'm going to tell you it's an A+++++. If you're considering it, my personal opinion, my personal experience, almost flawless. I only had one issue, and we're going to get into that. I'm going to start off with the first day of this process, which was March the 22nd. We flew in a day early, and I have these things. Well, y'all, I'm going to have to put my glasses back on. I can't see. So excuse the glare from the glasses, but this girl is blind. I look like I'm high right now. I just got little eyes, and I can't see, so bear with me. I'm not high, by the way. I don't partake in the devil's lettuce. If you do, it's your own prerogative. Go do you, boo. But anyways, we had an early flight on the 22nd. It was from Memphis to Houston first, which was about, it wasn't even an hour flight, y'all. It was nice. Side note, we used customer size policy. What you do, you don't check in at one of them kiosks. Don't use the little electronic kiosk. If you want to use customer size policy, go through the line and talk to somebody in person. They saw us. They said, you know, me and my husband, we chunky. Like, please, can I have a customer size policy? You don't have to put that much emphasis on it. But I was just like, you know, checking us in, Do you need to check in any bags? We had only carry-on, so we were like, no, we just need our tickets. So she printed them out, and I was like, girl, can we have that customer size policy too? Because, you know, we're a little voluptuous up in here. And she, no problem, no questions, ands, ifs, what, nothing. Off top, extra seat. We did not book this early. Oh, excuse me. And we did not like pay for an extra seat and expect the refund. We just asked day of. We got there 2 hours early. Our flight left at 5:10 from Memphis, Tennessee. Whew. And once we did our check-in, we got that customer size policy, and it's just a little slip of paper that looks exactly like a regular boarding ticket, and you just sit it in the seat that you need reserved, and that's an extra room for y'all. You ain't got to worry about being all squished up, worried about, am I touching this person next to me? Am I touching this person next to me? It was great. If you get a chance, I'm not sponsored or anything, but hey, Southwest, if you want to give me a little extra money, you know. I'm not sponsored anything. I'm not being paid to say any of this. But if you worried about that, if you can, book with Southwest. Like, I can't say that enough. Anyways, okay. So that experience, Memphis to Houston, and then Houston to San Diego. Houston to San Diego was 3 hours, but I fell asleep. use the customer size policy again. It was already on there. Since it was a connected flight, I didn't have to ask for it again. It was already on there. So when they gave us the tickets, they gave us all the tickets at once, and you had one set that you use right then and there. You can rip it up once you make it to Houston. And then you had your second set that you used, and that also gave you, it had my ticket, my husband's ticket, and the customer size thing to put in between us for the extra seat. That experience, A+. A tip, I didn't know how our internet was gonna work. It didn't work that great, so a good tip so you don't get bored. If you have Netflix, go ahead and download some stuff you wouldn't mind watching. Bring you some earphones to help you keep entertained. I don't know about all of the planes with Southwest. I've flown Delta only once before. This was my second time flying. They did not have TVs to watch like movies and stuff. Delta did, but this with Southwest, it did not. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's like that with every plane, but we learned from that from our first flight. Once we got to Mexico, we downloaded a few episodes of different shows and stuff to have for entertainment for our flight home. So if y'all want to avoid that boredom, or if you want to just bring a book or something, you know, do something to keep yourself entertained. Anyway, that was a 5 out of 5 experience. Shout out to Southwest. Ooh, ooh. They are fluffy friendly, honey. Another tip for the flight. We wanted to do the least packing that we could. So we took completely carry-on. 2 backpacks, 2 personal items. Sounds great in theory. Might be great for some people. But for us, for me and my husband, it would have just been easier to have one of those rolling carry-on. I'm not against the carry-on altogether. I just think the backpacks were a little bit much. If you can pack all of that into, even if it's 2 rolling carry-ons, and just maybe avoid the personal items, just put everything in the rolling luggage, that would have helped a lot. Like, it was a lot. We had a lot of, that first flight experience wasn't as bad, but coming home, honey, that's further on in the video. This video gonna be a little bit longer, but I'm trying to tell you the deets. I'm trying to give it all to you, okay? If you can, take the rolling luggage, so you're not having to put so much pressure on you and have all this baggage stuff just all around, you know. So that's another recommendation. Somebody recommended it. They were like, we thought about the backpack thing, but then we thought we took the rolling luggage, and they were glad they did. I should have listened. Anyway, I mean, and that's it. My experience. You could try it, and it'd be great. So, again, but that's just how it was for me. Talked about the customer size policy. Everything that went great. Okay, so once you land in San Diego, y'all, San Diego is gorgeous. I'm from Arkansas. We have a lot of farmland here. We have mountains and stuff, but I'm not from the areas with a lot of mountains. So when we got there, they had beautiful green, lush scenery with the palm trees. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. When we got there, they pull up to the, like, once you get to the airport, they tell you to go to a letter. It's a green sign with a yellow letter, and our letter was F. So once we walked out, it doesn't matter what letter you walk up to. You just go and find a letter. It can be any of them. So we chose the closest, which was F. You sit there. I called, I can't remember her name. You call, they tell you who to call through a text message. They send this to you before you go to your flight. I called the phone number they told me to call. She said, there's one more person coming, so just wait for them, and they'll pick you up at F section. So we're sitting there. Everybody is ready. They come pull up in this nice Suburban. It's nice and roomy. His name was Freddie. Shout out to Freddie. Freddie was awesome. Very sweet. Very personable. He picked us up. And my thought, I don't know what my thought process, why I felt this way, but I thought, you know, he's going to go just drop us off at the place. Like, we got there a day early, so I was just thinking he's going to take us to the beach house. So to clear all of that up, regardless of where your destination is, you're going to Pompeii first. So we went to Pompeii Surgical. Once we got there, we filled out the paperwork and fill out all these questionnaires and everything. Make sure you're A1 ready for surgery, and then you pay. I had in-house financing. Tip. I printed out all of the receipts from, I had Executive Loans was who I was working with for in-house. Crazy thing about it is I didn't even have to start paying until the 23rd. I went ahead and paid it all off. The only reason I even got in-house financing was because I didn't think my taxes would come in time. They did, and I went ahead and paid it all off. So it kind of threw things off. They're not used to, at least I guess for my experience, it seemed like they weren't used to people paying off the loan before one payment was even due. So I made sure to bring those receipts just to be sure. So if that happens to you, bring receipts just for, you know, the security of it. It was a little hiccup there, but he was able to make contact with Executive Loans, and they did let him know everything's paid. I was speaking with Manny. He's the one who took the cash for I paid off the surgery, but I still needed to pay cash for the BMI fee, which is $500. I paid $50 for the medication that you take home when you leave. And I paid $105 for the beach house. Those things I brought cash for. Got all of that paid. Then you sit down. Everybody's filling out their paperwork. It's not, at least for me, it wasn't just me there. It was me and a few other patients filling out paperwork and paying. After that, we got to go to the beach house. The drive there was like a freaking movie. It was so gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous scenery. Very hilly and lush and green and beautiful. So it took about 30 minutes according to my husband. I was awake for a little of the trip. Then I fell asleep because I was tired from being up at 2 to get to the airport at 3 for my 5 o'clock flight. So I was pretty sleepy. We arrived there. They take you in the building. Go to your room. That's when I have a video if you want to check it out of what it looks like once we got to the room and everything. Sat everything down. Spoke to, what's his name? Miguel. Miguel is the bomb.com. Okay, he gave us our little phone that they keep in contact with us. He gave us that, and he was just like, I know you'll get to have your last meal. Lord, that food was delicious. A little further in the video. So he was like, I know y'all are going to get to have your last meal. Go ahead and get some rest. What time would you like us to come back? So he came back around, I think it was 3 p.m. And he suggested a place called Topanga. If you go to the beach house, if you go to that area, and that's where you get to have your last meal, Topanga. We ordered steak and chicken and a baked potato. Well, little did we know they had salsa. Somebody grandma back there was cooking the salsa, making the salsa. I don't even eat salsa like that. Like, I usually just take my chip and kind of get some of the juice and eat it. I was scooping all of them. And then, okay, so you had that salsa. And then you had this guy walking around with this table with like a bowl. And the bowl was sizzling. It was like made of stone. And it was sizzling. And he had all these different ingredients. He asked you, what kind of salsa would you like? You know, would you like spicy, mild, kind of plain? So I told him I want just a little spicy, but not too hot. He got to picking up all these different ingredients and grinding. He had this little thing. I don't know how to describe it, but he got to mushing it and scraping around in that sizzling bowl, and then gave us a portion of it. I was miserable when I left. Stuffed to the brim. The steak was huge. I didn't even eat my steak. Theo ended up eating it. He had 2 steaks. I ate the chicken, and it came with these warm... Woo! Lord. Came with these warm tortillas. I ate my chicken with the tortilla. Oh, I'm not even mentioning the salad. They stuff you there. And the drink. Anyways, I'm not going to keep going into detail. I'm trying to keep the video somewhat short. I'm already at 15 minutes, Lord. If you are in the area around your last meal, just go. They speak English. They take American money. Very nice people. Delicious food. So we had our last meal. Then we came back. Chilled at the beach house, which is absolutely amazing. We stayed in room 305, which was on the 3rd floor. A king suite. It wasn't the penthouse. It was the king suite. But with that, you had a room and bathroom to yourself. You had a private bathroom. Then you had you shared a living room. And the people we stayed with, I didn't really get to see them that often. At the beach house, they had popsicles, water, Gatorade, some of the protein if you wanted to try some of the different proteins. Nectar, the Nectar brand. Yeah, it was really nice. We went to bed, woke up. They picked us up at 7 o'clock in the morning, took us to Pompeii. Pompeii, they told you, you know, we're about to get you dressed. So I got dressed and all of that, put my compression socks on, put my gown on. You take off all of your clothes. You in the nature's finest. And you put your robe on, and then you sit there and wait. They come and put your needle, your IV. They do the IV stick. Now, my review for that. That's my only. It wasn't even just terrible, but it was a not so amazing experience. I had a poke here, had a poke here, had a poke here, and there. So 4 total. The first 2 were absolutely a no-go. Those didn't work at all in my hands. And then they finally were able to get one in my right arm. Well, yeah, my right arm. So that lasted for the first day. Ended up messing it up some kind of way and had to get stuck for a 4th time in my left arm. My left arm was the most comfortable out of both arms. The only issue was they kept telling me to keep it straight so that I could, because the IV kept stopping if I moved my arm the wrong way. But when you sleep, especially when you sleep, I kept having difficulty trying to keep my arms straight. That was my only complaint. That was the only uncomfortable situation. But, I mean, when I had my C-section for my Aubrey Joe, that's my baby girl, it was the same situation. So I'm not too up in arms about it or something. I mean, it's the same thing that happened with my IV when I had my baby girl. So my veins are just difficult. They don't want to participate. They said not today. Anyways, so that was my only thing that could have went a little better for my whole experience. So got that done. The actual surgery, y'all. The actual surgery. So you go in this room, and it's like a cross-shaped table that you sit on, and they sit you up. And I saw a dude putting something in my IV line, but I thought it was like medicine or something. My expectation was they're gonna put a mask over my face, and I'm gonna get sleepy. So I'm looking around. I noticed, I was like, man, I guess I didn't get enough rest because I'm starting to get tired. Lights out. That's how fast it went. It was just like, I saw, and this wasn't even in the same room. He put the medicine in where you get dressed, like the recovery type room. It wasn't in the operation room. So I'm still sitting there waiting for them to put the mask on. I was like, I'm getting tired. I guess I didn't get enough sleep last night. And then, baby, it was over. I fell asleep so quick. And then when I woke up, turn over and see this dude just standing there. Well, he's sitting down on the stool. He watching me. Like, hey, how you doing? He's good, good. How you feeling? I said, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Then I was like, wait a minute. I'm in the recovery room. I'm not even in the operation room anymore. Then I lifted my gown. I looked down and saw them Band-Aids, the little gauze and stuff. I said, Lord, the surgery that already happened. I felt great. I felt great. I was just like, Everybody stopped by. They kind of laughing at me because it just felt like I took a nap and woke up and that was it. I didn't feel no pain, no gas, no nothing. I was chilling. Hey, speaking to everybody, hey, how y'all doing? Hey, how y'all doing? The only thing I was just like, where's my husband? And they were like, oh, you got to wait till you see him. You got to be ready to sit up and everything and all of that. I was like, oh, okay. I feel good. So that was that. That was my experience for surgery. I got to see my husband shortly thereafter. We went to the recovery, to our room for the day. It went great. I got to see my doctor, Dr.Saucedo. That man is handsome, and he know what he doing. He checked on me. I can't tell you. I honestly can't tell you how many times. 4 or 5 times, maybe. I saw that man plenty of times. You ain't gonna see that. Your doctor in the U.S., you're not gonna see him that often. I can assure you that, unless there's some really bad stuff going on. And honey, I was feeling great. So that first day went by with flying colors. I had a little pain. It was just like up here, right above where your drain tube is. And it was a little sore there. And then I started to feel a little bit of the gas pain. But let me tell you, when they say walk, walk. It kept making me burp. It was feeling a lot better with the gas pain once that did hit. That was the first day. Well, no, the second day. On the third day, I got it written down. Look at my paper. Day 3, which was the 24th, so one day after my surgery, we were still at the hospital. Plenty of walking. Today, the third day, was just chilling. Make sure you cool, recover, drink. Well, no drinking yet, but plenty of walking. Get you some rest. I did plenty of sleeping and plenty of walking. That was a majority of my day that day. And my lips, honey, you talk about chap. So bring chapstick if you can, because my lip was busted. Shoot, they a little busted today. I need to start wearing more chapstick like regularly. But anyways, so yeah, make sure you keep some chapstick. Oh, that was my paper that I got stuff written on. You get to take a shower the second day. Second day at the Pompeii for me was day 3 of the experience. They tell you to take off, of course, all of your clothes, and you can take off. You do take off all of your tape and stuff and gauze on all of your stitches and the drain hole. Because I was like, do I need to take it off? They said all of them, but do they really mean all of them? So my husband was like, let me go check real quick. And yes, you do take the dressing off for your drain hole too. At least that's what they told me, my experience. Took my bath. Oh, I felt like a new woman. That bath was life. I don't know what it was about it. It was just freshness and cleanness, and it was great. I had a nice shower. So, took my bath and everything. Well, shower. And you get to put your regular clothes back on. You go to your room, and they clean the stitch sites and the drain site, and they put new dressings on them, so that they don't stay open. So, you just have it for the shower. So, that's what happened then. Then the rest of that day, rest and walk. that's how that day went. Like you doing a lot of chilling and you doing a lot of walking. So on to day 4, which was March 25th. That day I call freedom. Freedom! Y'all, I can sing. I really can. That was a little rough, but I can sing for real. Freedom! 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 That's how I felt. Because day 3, but day 4 for me, it was time, time to get your IV out and your drain tube out. So the day this went, on that day it went, you got your meds in your IV, which they, around the clock, you constantly seeing nurses in and out all the entire time. They stay on top of your meds for nausea, for your vitamins and stuff to keep you hydrated, pain medicine, on it all day. And then you see them prep each other for each shift. They are on A1, A+++ service. You don't even worry. But anyway, so they did the meds, and then they came in and took the IV and drain out the drain tube. It felt like whoop. You breathe in and they pull. Exhale, then you breathe in again, pull, and then that third time it pops out. A little painful and a little weird. Like, it was just like, I don't know, it was just, the only way to describe it is like a ribbon or something being pulled out of you. In the end, that little pop at the, well, it's not a pop, you don't hear no pop or nothing, but it kind of like, boop. That's how it feel coming out at the end. It's just like, whew, it's all out. And that was what was causing that kind of upper pain to the left. After that was out, I felt so good. I was like, so that's what that was. That's the drain tube. And it's long. It's real long. Anyways. I think I said the order wrong, because you do your... Wait a minute. Let me backtrack a little bit. First, you go do your barium test. Be prepared. The way I can best describe the barium swallow. They take you to another facility. I can't remember the name of it, but it's not a long drive at all. It's maybe 5-10 minutes. You sit there and they call you one by one. And they give you this cup with clear liquid. It look like water, but don't be deceived. Don't be deceived. Give you a cup with clear water in it. And, clear barium swallow. You swallow half of it. And if you can do a good swallow, the first half, you don't have to drink the second half. But me, I had to drink all of it. It was terrible. But that's how they got your x-rays. To make sure everything looks good. And it did. LaFonda looking fine up in there. But anyways, so that's how that went. And then you went back. They check your drain and all of that good stuff. You get a second test. Tastes a lot better than that crap. It's apple juice with this purple dye that you take at Pompeii once you make it back. They look at your drain tube. If it's nothing purple in there, you good to go. And then that's when they take your IV and your drain out. Then it's like, for all your troubles, you get that popsicle with the little chocolate tip on the end. Heaven. Heaven. But before you can get that, you get 2 cups of ice chips, one at a time, and you got to eat from both of those cups before you get your popsicle. But those ice chips was heaven. You ain't ate and drank nothing for, woo! So that was great. You get your flash drive that day. I got my x-rays that day. And then that's the end of that day. You rest up for the rest of the day. And then you go to the hotel. The hotel was beautiful. It was clean. They give you chicken broth. To me, the chicken broth was a little greasy. But that's just me. Other people were loving it. This is my opinion. I'm feeling so much better. Today is the 27th. I'm 4 days post-op. Y'all do better than I did for the medicine. Take your medicine. There is a video from Sue Lady VSG. She has an actual video of the instructions on medicine. I had to go back. I'm like, girl, can you help me? I can't remember what they said. I'm just now starting to take my medicine. So don't be like me. Do what you're supposed to do. But that definitely helped me remember how to take the medicine. If you need help, just give her a look up. And she is amazing. Not just that, she got all kinds of good stuff on there. Recipes, how her experience went, her pre-op, her post-op. Shout out, girl. You doing your thing. You doing your thing. But anyways, I am going to close this video out. It's been long enough, 30 minutes. But I tried to spill all the tea. Make sure I put all the details in there. Operation was a breeze. The recovery was awesome. Saw Dr. Saucedo 1,000 times. He was awesome. The team there was awesome. The translate, everybody, A+. If you want to know, now you know. Y'all have a good day. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was so long, but I'm trying to get every little piece in there. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Enjoy your day. Peace.